Hey, it's Cobra here at MaddenGuides.com, and for this Madden Offensive Formation breakdown, want to take a look at a formation out of the Buffalo Bills playbook, and the name of the formation is called Gun Doubles Flex Bills. Now, as you look at your screen, what you're going to see with this formation, it looks like basically the gun doubles week, where you have the running back, as you look at it, lined up to the left side of the quarterback, the opposite side of the tight end. But this formation is actually pretty cool because of the motion that you're going to find from this receiver here. Now, you'll notice on the screen as you're looking at it, I have him as the split end. Now, actually, that receiver is the third receiver, which would be the slot receiver that will be lined up there. And we'll take a look at that as we get into the breakdown. So, actually, let's go ahead and do that. Let's get into the play call screen and take a look at this. And I can kind of walk you through a little bit more with the Bills personnel. Now, keep in mind that this is 11 personnel, meaning that you've got one running back and one tight end, and then you got three receivers. So you're using 11 personnel with this particular formation. Now, I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of zooming in here and just kind of walk you through here as you look at it on your screen right there. And you'll see as you look at this one, I believe this is Colt Beasley of the Bills. Now, he's the slot receiver, and he lines out to the left here in the split end spot. And then to the end receiver, you have this guy right here, which is the number 2 receiver on the depth chart. I can't think of who this guy is. I want to say it's Davis, but I'm not 100% sure on it. Let's go ahead and take a look at that real quick on that and see who that receiver is, just so I can, it's Davis. He lines up there, and then if you go back into the formation itself, you're going to find that Diggs, he lines up as you're looking at your screen here. Let's go back and zoom in real quick here so I can break this down again. If you look at it, you're going to find that Diggs, he actually lines up out here. So he'll be your number 1 receiver, and he lines up here on the right as you look at your screen. So that's it on that. Now, one other thing I want to show you is that with this particular formation, you cannot use packages. It doesn't allow you to do that. But what you can do if you want, you can sub if you choose to do so. So just keep that in mind, that you cannot use packages, but you can sub receivers in. All right, let's go ahead and get on the screen here. We're just going to pick a random play for right now. I'm going to go ahead and do this one here. It's called play action cross. As you look at it, I want to show you this because one of the cool things about this particular formation, before I do that, I'll scroll through it. And what you're going to find is that every one of these plays, the play's primary receiver, at least on the passing plays, as you look at it, is going to be the outside receiver on the left, which is going to be Beasley or whatever receiver that you were to put in there. For the most part, it's going to be Colt Beasley as the play's primary receiver. Now, of course, the running plays, that doesn't apply. The other things about this particular formation is every single one of these plays, there is auto motion. And the one thing about auto motion is that obviously the receiver is sent in motion automatically. However, you can cancel the auto motion, and then you could just have like the gun doubles flex week if you want, without actually having the receiver go in motion. Let's go ahead and actually get on the field here so I can walk you guys through this and just show you the motion. And then I don't want you guys getting turned off on this because this is actually a pretty nice formation as far as beating man and zone coverage. So as I've already mentioned, as you look at it, you're going to have the outside receiver here. Let's go ahead and just kind of highlight him a little bit. In this case, it's going to be Beasley. And what he's going to do is he's going to go in motion into this area here. And then what you're going to find as he goes in motion, he's actually going to be stacked up behind the slot receiver, in this case, Davis. So the ball is going to be snapped right here. So you're going to get a natural bump and run type man beater because he cannot be jammed at the line of scrimmage. He's going to come up in here in this particular play, and he's going to go across the field, and he will not be jammed by the defender, which is nice because that creates an unbumpable route through the use of motion, which is nice. So I'm going to go ahead and run this play, and then from there, we'll go back and look at it. And then I just want to talk a little bit more about some of the things within this formation. And like I said, we'll be breaking down some of these plays here on the channel, on the Madden Guides YouTube channel as well. I think while we're in here, I'm also going to just kind of show you this play and why I like it against man coverage. So let's go ahead and look at it and just go ahead and run it. And keep in mind, this is an unbumpable route. Just going to go ahead and snap the ball. And then right here, he's just going to come across, and you're going to find him open against bump and run man coverage pretty consistently. From what I've been able to run with this, it's been pretty nice as far as attacking man coverage with this particular play in particular. So here we go. If we just talked about earlier, as you look at it here, you can see on your screen that we get these two receivers now stacked after the motion. So again, you're going to find that Beasley comes in motion. This is the outside receiver. He goes in motion, and then he runs that crossing route into this area here. And as I said before, a lot of times he's going to get off. He's definitely going to get off the line of scrimmage without being jammed. He's not going to get jammed at the line of scrimmage, and you're going to find him as he comes across the field for a nice play. So that's going to give you a nice bump and run man beater right off the bat that I'm showing you with this particular play. And just keep in mind it's certainly effective as far as attacking that type of coverage. So let's just go ahead and run through here. And of course, you got the play action, and you got him wide open. Now, one of the things with this particular formation I want to show, if you do not want to have the auto motion, you can cancel the auto motion by simply hot routing that receiver on a route, such as this case right here. So if you just hot route him on a streak, if you want, you can put him on an out route, whatever route that you want to do, whatever route that he has, you can put him on any route, and then that's going to cancel the auto motion. I'm just going to go ahead and run the play, and there you can see there's no auto motion right there. I'm just don't really care about who I throw it to there, but you can always cancel the motion if you want. The downside of that is you cannot motion anybody else. So, for example, say I put him on that drag route, and I decide I want to put somebody in motion. I can't. I'm trying to put Diggs in motion right now, and I can't do it. So that's the downside. I'm just going to throw this real quick just to get rid of it. So that's the downside of that with this particular formation. That's really the only downside that I can see with it, because of the you can't motion anybody else. But that's all right, because you can still do some other things with it that I feel is pretty effective with this particular formation. So the other thing I want to show here is, let's go ahead and run this one more time, the same play. One of the things with this particular play, what I like to do is I like to go ahead and hot route the tight end on a streak route, such as what you're seeing on the screen here. Rather than have him run that delayed flat route, I'd rather have him just run the streak. What this is going to do, especially against cover 2 man, it's going to have him attacking vertically down the field, and then I feel like it's going to draw this safety further away into this area here, get rid of him. The other thing you can do, if you want to cancel the play action, you can too, certainly. And the reason you might want to do this and send a running back out towards the left is, if you do that, then it's going to go ahead and also clear out the defender that would be covering him. I believe in this case, the defender's probably covering him, and more than likely it's going to be this defender right here. He's going to be man coverage, which, as you look at your screen, it's going to be this defender right here. So that would be the reason you might want to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and run this, just kind of just show it to you. And then you're going to get that, you're going to get him wide open as he comes across, as long as I don't get sacked. Of course, I get sacked there. But you can see that that's something you can do with that if you want. Let's go ahead and run it one more time. Let's go ahead and put the bump and run on this time for sure. And we'll do the hot routes that I just talked about and go ahead and run it this time. Hopefully I won't get sacked. Unfortunately, I got sacked on that. But right there, he gets off the line of scrimmage without being jammed, comes across, and you got yourself a wide open receiver. So that's a nice play out of this particular formation, out of the gun doubles flex bill, that will give you one reason to run this formation, because you automatically get an unbumpable from this formation that I feel is pretty effective, that you can certainly call. And again, the name of that play is called the play action cross. All right, so that's really it on that as far as with this. So I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about that. The other thing I want to show, let's go ahead and run this play one more time. Now, in most cases, you can also tell if it's man or zone coverage in a lot of cases. So let's go ahead and run man again. I'm going to show you guys something here. And we're just going to go ahead and do that same hot route with the tight end. I'm just going to go ahead and not hot route the running back. But one of the things you can watch for, in a lot of cases, you might be able to tell if it's man or zone coverage by the way that the nickel back lines up. Also, if you guys remember, I've talked about in another breakdown, you can tell a lot of times if it's zone or man coverage by the outside receivers too as well. So let's look at this one last thing here I want to show. I'm going to go ahead and put this in cover 2, zone coverage, and then let's watch what happens here on this one. And this is not in all cases, but I'm just going to dump this off to the running back in the flat. But if you watch to see where this defender lines up at. In a lot of cases, this particular defender right here, which is going to be the nickel back or the dime back, whoever it would be lined up across, if you see him move over across from the, so you'll see once this motion is, if he lines up as once the ball snap, or before the ball, once you snap the ball and you see the guy go in motion, if he lines up right here, then a lot of times that's going to tell you that it's zone coverage. If you see him about right there, almost right across from the receiver. If he lines up just to the outside of the receiver, in a lot of cases, that'll tell you it's man coverage. Now, that doesn't always apply to every single formation as far as on the defensive side of the ball, but that's something you can kind of look at and be able to tell. So again, the name of this formation, as I've kind of talked about a little bit already with it, is called the gun doubles flex. And it's a pretty effective formation in my opinion. It's called the gun doubles flex Bills out of the Bills playbook. So just take a look at it if you get an opportunity to. Hey Madden gamers, if you enjoy this Madden video or any other video, please subscribe to the Madden Guides YouTube channel. And as always, thanks for watching and for your support.